We're going. Hello, hello, y'all. Apologies for not playing some Ace Attorney last week. Stuff happened. Had to get some blood taken out of me. Hi, Lady Devar. Hello, Punisher. I hope y'all are doing well today. I think we're nearing the end of this case. Finally. It feels like it's taken 1,000 years. Which normally that's reserved for the last case. Hello, Beast. How y'all doing today? No, it was alright. It was standard test. Standard blood work had to get done. The last case is even longer. Ace Attorney, I love you, but also why? To be fair, it doesn't help that I go on tangents a whole lot. You've been snorting holy artifacts? Have you looked into the beyond? Have you seen the face of God and laughed at him? Laughed at his face? I hope so. Question then becomes which god, though. I guess it depends on which holy artifact that you're storing up. Ark of the Covenant, you get God, but if you store like something from like that you would find over in Greece, I guess you would face Zeus potentially. Oh, actually, I don't want to do that. That's a bad idea. We're moving on. Hey, look, we're in the defendant lobby. Apollo! I can't believe it. Fair and mood. And same. It really happened during the second act? Oh, that's right. Okay, last thing that happened was we're like, oh, we were wrong about the timing. We were wrong about the timing. We thought that it happened during the third act. It happened during the second. Motherfucker was there bleeding out for quite a while. You hadn't just been shot. Dude's been shot for like 20 minutes by the time we found him. And right in the middle of Lamorar's performance, the reason why she was in the air vent, and that switch, and the flaming guitar, when you link it all together, that's what you end up with. Okay, there's a lot of questions as to who this is. I have to make a guess. I knew you had what it took. Hey, Nick. Daddy! Miss Wright! You believed in me? Not really. I almost got there completely straight-faced. I can't do anything straight. What am I talking about? Huh? I just thought that'd make a cooler entrance than say, Aya. Oh, why do I even bother hoping? Where have you been lately, Daddy? You haven't been coming to the office at all. Sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission. Secret? You mean like you're undercover? The fun part is, he's so cool in this game. I know for a fact, without seeing anything from Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice, I know for a fact he turns into a big goober again. It's the outfit, isn't it? The suit makes him stupid. Like Mr. Latus, only shorter and not as well dressed. Oh no! What if you're shot too, Daddy? When I do a thing like that to you. Anyway, I'm off for a while again. Huh? You're leaving? Oh, one thing before I go. What? Good luck. Alright. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. You'll get Machi Dobaye off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're after that detective, aren't you? Daryan Crescend. It won't be easy proving he did it. And also, it's not my job. I say this every time we play Ace Attorney. That's not my job. Until apparently it is. Especially not under the current court system. It's the beanie. I get it. It's the thing that makes him cool is the scruff and the beanie. I mean, yes, and the hoodie too, but like, look at the way that his face looks like he's hiding his eyes and he's got that smirk to him that he never gets as a lawyer. The current court system? What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? The attorney badge gives a minus 30 points to charisma and intelligence. Ugh, what a big hit. Huge hit. I feel really bad for all the prosecutors, like, they're fine. The prosecutor's badge gives them bonuses to charisma, and ours are just a big old fuck you sign. Your case is based on one fragile assumption. Namely, that our Diva Divine is telling the truth. But what about all the proof? The brooch and the switch? A piece of jewelry and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. The flaming guitar, too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case. But, is this where we're gonna make up some proof? Are we gonna forge some evidence? Which we, personally, have never done. But boy, have they done it before. But we haven't seen that since the first trial, which I guess was only 2 trials ago. The sultry songstress is lying. Your case melts like butter in a frying pan. He starts... That's right, that did happen in Game 3. Ah, Trials and Tribulations. That was fun. Was that one Trials and Tribulations? Or am I mixing them up? Regardless, that was awesome. I remember. But no, I know exactly what happened. That's when Phoenix Wright fell off a bridge. Leaving behind the faintly sensed sense of failure. See, here's what it is. It's a combination of the badge, and the moment you're in the defendant's side of the court, everyone turns against you. You are the enemy. That is stressful. And to some degree, that's probably actually not wrong. So what do we do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Are you telling me to lie, Mr. Wright? Ugh. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friends. Detective Sky. Emma? Let's see. This bag of snacks here was meant for me. Ah, here it is. Hello? What are those, Daddy? They don't look like very good snacking material. They were found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder. Gunpowder? Probably a firecracker or something similar, like the ones kids are into these days. Ah, here it is. This is how they made the sound of the gun going off. That Emma and Apollo heard. I was wondering how they did that. I wasn't sure specifically. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Under the sofa? Hey, Apollo! That's where we found that little device thingy. Right, this. The ignition switch! That's why the switch was there! That's why he was offbeat! Because he pressed this at that exact moment to set off this ignition switch, to set off the firecracker, so that me and Emma would rush in and be like, oh my god, this guy got shot 2 seconds ago. But 'twas a lie. Well, finally, some evidence that makes sense! That's all from me, I suppose. I have a feeling there's not really anything else that looking at it will tell us, but... So, you think this was some kind of firecracker? Yeah, or one of those noisemakers like you shoot off on New Year's. Did you know in China they use firecrackers on New Year's to scare off evil? So it's kind of the same thing. Really? I had no idea. Well, did you know this? It takes more than 500 peanuts to make one 12-ounce jar of peanut butter. Well, at least my useless fact had something to do with the evidence. Yes, but I thought hers was interesting too. See you after the verdict. Maybe. Right. Every man has an igniter inside him. Excuse me? Find Daryan Crescen's igniter and set it off. Are you telling me to press this? No, we already did that. That would have been really fucking funny if we pressed the switch earlier. No, was Daryan in the room when we pressed that switch? Mr. Peanut sends so many nuts to the Smasher. I don't know how I feel about that. He just sends off all these little kids. He just sends off all these nuts to the factory where they're getting cracked all day. Anyways. If Daryan Crescent was carrying a third lighter, because we've actually seen the other two. And he walked out the door, just like a magician. Normally. Uh, what does he want us to do? No conventional methods? What does that mean? I guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes. I guess. We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Trucy. Hello, Kay. How you doing? Welcome.
Court is now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where is Detective Crescent?
In the witness round, ready to be called at any time. I'm doing well. I'm happy to be back to Ace Attorney. Stupid as these games are, God, I love him. Love him to death. Might I add, I don't believe any of this. Daryan was the first detective I ever worked with. We stopped working together when he moved to Criminal Affairs Division 3. But his guitar playing, it fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Oh, I know. Head forehead.
Very well. Call the final witness to the stand. Detective Daryan Crescent.
Please let this be the final witness. This trial has been going on for 1,000 years. A name and occupation, please. Daryan Crescent, Detective, Criminal Affairs, Division 3. That's the International Affairs Division, for those of you who didn't know. And I'm a guitarist for the Governors. Maybe you've heard of us. Your hair continues to be a mystery. How much product do you go through? How expensive is that? Like, I know you're a rock star and all that, but still.
Do you fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today?
Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. Don't remember this case at all? That's fine. It's probably for the best. You gave me your word I wouldn't be standing here. Maybe situation's changed, Daryan. And don't call me partner. So much for old friends. I see what you're doing, Daryan. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial.
Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. You may begin with your response to Lamoura's testimony, if in fact you have anything to say about it.
Oh, I got plenty to say. Well, it must be a national pastime in Virginia. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice. Excuse you, I am a lawyer? I do not lie. I seek the truth. Conventional methods are out the window, huh? Maybe we should lie, though. Here goes nothing. The diva's lying, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots. As if. Didn't Detective Emma Sky hear those gunshots during the third set, anyway? The shooting took place when I was on stage, man! I don't remember this the voice I had for him before, but you know what? I kinda like it.
So you claim Lamoura's testimony was a lie?
Hey, don't get me wrong. I dig what she's doing, trying to protect that kid. And she's got the court eating vague statements out of her hand just 'cause she's blind. You go too far, Daryan. Look, all I'm saying is, you've got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective? Look, when you say it like that, and considering the circumstances, and you have that smug-ass face on there, feeling a little sussy there, my dude.
Detective Sky? I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination.
Yeah, don't waste any time finding our weak spot. I can't do this with Laura's testimony alone. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place. I think I already know. He talked about, oh, well, she heard the gunshot. There's only one thing that could have happened. Me. Firecracker. Da-da-da. The shooting took place when, okay, da-da-da. I can't technically, I feel like this is the point to add the firecracker. feel like it would be here. Cool, music stopped. I normally do press first, but I'm also just like, I already know what to do here. Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial.
What things?
The first was this small device. That's the remote triggered igniter. Correct. And one more thing.
What are those? What are those?
Sir, Your Honor, is now really the time to be reenacting memes?
Look, I am hip with the kids. I believe it is good to throw in a meme or two now and then to keep them interested.
Please don't ever say that again.
The remains of something burnt? Not of the guitar, I hope.
Traces of gunpowder were found on those fragments. We have a report that there was something like a firecracker. Huh? How did Gavin know about this? What? You think Detective Sky works for you? She doesn't work for you. I received the report this morning before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually.
What decision is this, Prosecutor Gavin?
I registered Daryan as a witness in today's trial. Just in case. Technically, she's a detective. She works with the prosecutor's office. Not for him. Presumably. Supposedly, I think. I don't know. Ace Attorney is fucking weird. In this world, the detective... Yeah. Yeah, that explains a lot, actually. This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been two firecrackers ready to go off by remote control. You got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a bit too convenient to me. How so? So you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off right when two witnesses came walking by? That's right. Daryan was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. Hey, motherfuckers. Hey, motherfuckers. I have an answer. I already know what happened. That's why the headset was on the ground. You could hear us talking through the headset that was right outside the door. He's like, oh, someone's there in front of the door, Mr. Latus has already been shot and he's down there bleeding out? Switch. Boom. How would he know someone was backstage right then? And the firecracker goes off in the forest and there's no one there to hear. You get my drift. I'll go through the trouble, man. How do I explain this? They made a look at, but Daryan is a gifted detective. Show any weakness and he's sure to find it. He may not look it, partner. Gee, thanks, man. That reminds me, I happened to pass through that very hole several times that day myself. And I saw something odd there just before the third set. Something odd? Alright. Listen here, you. Are you trying to steal my spotlight? I wanted to point this out. I wanted to be the big hero. The headset. The kind all of the men and staff members were wearing. That's right. We picked this up in front of the door to that dressing room. What if that headset wasn't dropped but placed? And what if it was turned on? You could hear what was going on in that hallway. Even if you were out on stage. Whose side are you on, Gavin? Listen to me, Daryan. There are no sides in the court of law. I like your way of thinking. It's not about winning and losing. Thank you. Bless. Then why are you still so antagonistic? Is it because of the flirting? Is it? It's definitely the flirting. It feels like every prosecutor is trying to enemies to lover you. Except for Winston Payne. He can go fuck himself. Which is why I not turn to you, Herr Forehead. I have a question for you. Huh? For me? The igniter and the burnt fragments were found at the scene of the crime. It's certainly a possibility that they are part of a ruse to fake the sound of gunshots. Throw the headset from the hallway into the mix, and you could fabricate an alibi. But they're still no closer to proving anything. And those gunshots might have been real or fake. We can't say. Ugh. You've raised the possibility that the shots heard during the third set were faked, and I need to prove the other half of the case. The other half? Look, I'll just tell him. He wants you to prove the thing went down in the second act, while our little piano player was on stage. Is that right, Gavin? Indeed. If you can't prove that, then to continue this cross-examination would be pointless. Ah, shit.
Well, Mr. Justice, can you prove the crime took place during the second set?
Can I mean this, where the name is crossed out? I feel like that's kind of the best proof we have. Yeah, I think. You'd better know, Apollo. Otherwise, we're through. It can't be proven. You make it sound like someone else is going to come along and do it for you. That's right, the player will do it for me. Now, don't worry about it.
Let's continue with the cross-examination then, shall we? Witness your testimony if you would.
Oh, this isn't going to be easy. I need some decisive proof, and fast. You ready, kid? 'Cause I am. Shooting took place during the second set. Let's see your proof. Fuck. Shoot. Hell, damn it. But the gunshots heard during the third set could have been... What? Some kind of setup? I've heard that one before. We need proof, Apollo. We need to prove that the shooting took place during the second set. Well, if you know how to do that, I'm all ears. Maybe the gunshots are the key after all. What do you mean? Well, Lamar says she heard them, right? Right in the middle of her illusion, when she was up above the ceiling. When she forgot the words to the song, yeah. If you can prove the gun was shot right when she missed those lyrics, we're home free, I think. True. Not easy, but true. Is there some way to prove that? Let's take a look through our evidence. Maybe there's something in there. Can I look at the different tracks? No? You won't let me go to a different track? Oh no, this is the right one. Oh, that's right. This one's her singing, so I need to turn everything else off so I can hear properly. This would actually probably be easier on the video, where it actually has subtitles. Please tell me you heard that. I live in America. I know what a gunshot sounds like. Hey, aren't you supposed to be cross-examining me?
Try to refrain from private discussions during cross-examination, Mr. Justice.
Force let me sound effect. It sounds like the silly phone app guns. God. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Punisher, you just unlocked a fucking memory. That used to be a thing, dude. We used to have... I don't know. I just remember, like, when the quote-unquote smartphones were new. And they were, like... There was the flashlight app and, like, the gun app. Where it's, like... It looks like a gun on the screen and it played the sound. Fuck. Oh, I'm old. Fuck. That hurt me. Right, Your Honor. Sorry. Let me take a quick look through the court record. He's pretty eager to paint Lamourar as a liar, isn't he? Yeah, because her testimony is basically our entire case. Oh, this is tough. So, what do we do? I've got a few ideas. I just need to find another way to prove it didn't happen when he says it did. I have the proof, here you go, motherfucker. Well, because back then the app was like the flashlight wasn't like an actual light by a camera. I don't even think phones had cameras back then. It was less, hey, here's your screen, all white, like max brightness. What a way to kill your battery. It seems there was clear proof left behind. Right here in Lamourar's song. Her song?
What exactly is this device thingy?
Deals psychic damage in a number of years, twin. I was in... Fuck, how old was I? They were good for years where keeping the flash on the camera app had to be a workaround app. That's right! That's... Oh my god. Anyways. Oh, I'm in pain. How long ago was that? I was maybe... I remember being in band class, but I was in band from 12 to 14. So there's a 3-year period between 14 and 17 years ago when that's a memory that I had. And I hurt myself just saying those words.
A new variety of gramophone, perhaps?
Well, come on, we just used this, and don't get me started on gramophone. This device was used to record the performance part by part.
Part?
You move the sliders to adjust the volume. Right, because she was down in the ceiling right above that room when the gunshot went off. Her headset would have picked it up on the mic. You move the sliders to adjust the volume. Each instrument is adjustable separately, Lamourar's voice included.
Oh, but what does this prove?
According to Lamourar's testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. Ah, you went in to examine the recording at that moment, yeah? We might even hear those gunshots. Haha, I'm a step ahead of you, bitch. I already found that out. I already won that. Exactly. Ridiculous. How are you supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room out on stage? Have you forgotten, Daryan? We were all wearing these headsets. Oh. We were all deeply involved in our performance. But Lamourar's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same.
Then let's get to analyzing that recording. Right now!
Lamourar stopped singing when she heard the shots fired. Find that spot, and I'll find the gunshots! Ba-dap, 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 ba-dap. Your Honor, listen closely to this part. This is the track with Lamourar's vocals. Yep, I could hear it there, yeah.
I did hear something faintly there, yes. Why, it sounded like a gunshot.
What? This has to be some kind of mistake. I don't like your pompadour is getting all floppy. There's something... No, I shan't say it. I shan't say it. I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set. It's a little bit phallic. Which means Lamourar's testimony was true. God.
Order! So, she was telling the truth about what she heard?
That was the other man speaking, not Mr. Memphis.
Well, what did he say?
It's over. Press the switch, now. A flompadour. Just after that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire. Detective Crescent, you weren't on stage during the second set. You could have done it. You could have done it.
But why did we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Once 2 bullets fired from this weapon?
Lamora was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. But then, as she passed over the dressing room, the gun fired again, and Mr. Latus's life was taken. Well, Detective Crescent? Stop stimulating your pompadour. It's making me uncomfortable. Once again, I am reminded of something. My performance that day.
Your performance?
Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. And you were the two, Herr Forehead. Problem with the problem. My hog won't start, my guitar case is busted, my car's been burnt to a crisp, and to drop it all off, someone is dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? Yes, I remember. This part is off. Which is that, Second guitar. It was you, Daryan. I thought this strange at the time. How could you miss such a simple cue? I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, well,
You what? And Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at?
I'm talking about the murder weapon, Mr. Latus's 45 caliber hand cannon. As we have learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. And yet no injuries were found on the 14-year-old boy that everyone said did the murder. And the kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder, if you're an amateur. Wait, you mean his playing was affected because he hurt himself shooting that revolver? You're forgetting something.
Yes, Detective Crescent.
I'm a trained police officer, you know. I've had firearms training, plenty of it. I'm no amateur. The standard sidearm issued by 2 police officers is a 38 caliber weapon. A much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Latus. Which suggests there was a struggle between killer and victim.
So, the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean?
The thought had occurred to me, yes.
Well, does the witness have anything to say to this?
Again, are we not going to talk about the 14-year-old boy that everyone said did the murder, but it's fine, and apparently a firearms expert? No?
Detective Crescent!
What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves rolled up ready for action has to say. Hey, you! Attorney. Hey, I'm not your attorney. Me? Exactly which piece of your evidence is decisive again? You got a little noise on a tape that could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar key you missed due to a 45 caliber kickback. I weep for this case, Gavin, I really do. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager, and that's the obvious truth.
The witness has a point. The defense's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Your testimony, please, Detective Crescent. Tell us your reasons why you couldn't have done it.
Does he have a point? Doesn't matter. They're gonna make us go through it regardless. At a certain point, you just go, you're just like, alright, well, fuck me, I guess. You keep setting up the Jenga tower, I'm gonna keep fucking knocking it over onto your head. Come on. Why would I even want to kill that manager? For this? For this thing. The real version of this thing. You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. Yeah, it's the thing of, I love these games. They have a lot of flaws. I love these games. This is that I mean, to be fair, they have, like, there are some parts where the logic is like goes out the window. There are some parts where it has to be easy for a player to be able to do it. Like, it has to be interesting for the player and all that, and I get that. You just kind of get used to it. This is the Diva's first trip to the country, right? How could I possibly know a manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? Absolutely. Well, to be fair, Phoenix did just say something to us earlier about, though this court system is kind of fucked. To be fair, I think innocent until proven guilty is a very American thing. And despite the translation saying that this takes place in America, it most certainly does not.
A simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Latus had not been to our country before?
According to our records, yes, not even once.
I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination.
Great, now we need to find a motive. Okay, so I know about... the I was about to call it a Silcoon, I was about to call it a Cascoon. Those are both Pokemon. The Silk Cocoon. I know why you did it, I just need to make sure. Let's press him a little bit, see if we can get some more info. Her manager, sure, but Mr. Latus was... Oh, right. Sorry, an Interpol agent, wasn't he? I just have trouble picturing that big lunk as an undercover cop, you dig? And all a very good one, seeing as he got wasted. Wow, rude much? Wasn't that your calling? Don't you work for Interpol? That's cold, dog. Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever he was. That's the same for Machi. No motive was proven for him. Come on, he traveled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. Ugh. More than I sure did. I mean, think about it. So you didn't fraternize with him at all during the concert? Fraternize? I don't think we exchanged a single word. As if anyone would want to talk to that old Eastern blockhead. Now the ladies, that's a different matter altogether. So you see... You sure about that? What? What? Wipe that look off your face before I do it for you. Threatening the attorney? Threatening a lawyer? Hold him in contempt, please? Listen, you try throwing out one of your wild accusations. I'll throw it back at you so hard you'll forget who you're accusing of what. Her forehead, perhaps it's better if you let your evidence do the talking, yeah? Was Adrian found a dead body? I have to remember who Adrian was. I know who Francisco Von Karma is, because boy, we all love Francisco Von Karma. I'm trying to remember who Adrian was. Didn't they also arrest... I feel like that's not the first time that's happened. The sub-lesbian. Okay, that doesn't necessarily help me either. Hold on. I have a phone, I have Google. Oh, her! Right, the one that kind of looks like, Riza Hawkeye. Man, what evidence? That's what I want to know. So he's using this motive question as ammunition, huh? Oh, I've got ammunition too. Evidence! Why, if I didn't know him, why would I kill him? Objection! Oh good, the music stopped. Your Honor, take a look at this.
What's that? Looks like candy.
It's not. Don't look at it, please. Detective Crescent, ever seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. Yeah, what the judge said. What it is evidence. Don't look at it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings.
A cocoon? Never seen one that color.
It is a variety only found in the Republic of Virginia. Nowhere else.
Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with the motive for killing Mr. Latos. Does it?
It does! No, wait, I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man.
A cocoon? Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make the silk out of?
Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative.
A curative? For what?
Apparently, it is most effective in treating a disease thought incurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Virginia.
Whatever for? If it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world?
Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet, if you change the process only slightly... Big poison? You can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact. Okay, overall, what are the odds that the deadly poison might come into play into the fourth and final trial? I say, as someone who has never played these games, the Apollo Justice Trilogy, anyways.
What?
And there was an incident several years ago where some of these got out onto the black market and caused quite a commotion in the global community, although the media was kept largely unaware.
Intriguing.
All of this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export, rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others.
Interpol?
Right! The victim, Romain Latus, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescent, you insist on referring to him as a manager, but that's misleading. Romain Latus wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country. That's what you're trying to say. I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. Oh, so I was going to sell on the black market and make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why is that?
Perhaps it's time for another testimony about this smuggling of cocoons business.
Like, I know you're a rock star, but still. International Affairs got the memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market, too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. No, wait, I'm doing the wrong voice. I'm in International Affairs. I know the deal. That was the completely wrong voice for several lines of dialogue. Oops. Everyone forget that happened. I know the deal. I was like, nope, that's Gavin's voice. Look, when you're handling 1,000 different people at once, sometimes you just get lost in one.
Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latus undercover.
You kids think of the craziest things. But no way am I going to risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. What about to save a life?
Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted.
According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky.
Very well. You may begin the cross-examination.
That's the only motive I've got. He was up to something, and I'm going to find out what. Wait, hold on, let me look at my evidence real fast. So... I wonder if he knows someone who has incuritis, and he wanted to steal it not for the money, but to make a cure. Interpol's all hot and bothered about him. True, true. Nothing. Can't sell him on the black market. Too dangerous. Okay. I'm international. I know the deal. Which is why you know how to find a loophole in the system. Hey, you can say what you want about me, but back off of international affairs. There ain't no loopholes, okay? What do you think we are, Boy Scouts? No, you're worse. You're the cops. Wasn't what I was trying to... Down, Daryan. That's as you say. There are no loopholes, at least in the case of these cocoons. International affairs, Interpol, and Virginian customs are all watching. See, we know what we're doing. Not like some yipping little doggies that lop up every word that diva says. Why I oughta? Why I oughta? Oughta what? You want some of this? Chill, both of you. Let's do this cool, yeah? Ugh, screw cool! I want this guy's head on a stick! Well, the replica has to be the key to his motive. There's got to be a way to find out what he was up to. I'm almost certain he wants it for your curative effects, not for the money. It's just a matter of proving that. But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices? Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They'd send your forehead into Swiss cheese before he could say objection. Maybe we could get them to cut his head, too. Who's on trial here again? Man, you so obviously know nothing about the market. And that's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. You know what, I'm just gonna press him on everything, see what we get. That memo! That's how you knew about the cocoons! Oh, nice one, nice one. I'm running scared now. You had to know about the cocoons to plan this.
Just how well known are these cocoons? I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I'd never heard of them.
Oh, Lumber Army knew about them, though not their use. My reports indicate that there are ongoing efforts to control the information about the cocoons. Most people only know that they're illegal to export, that's all.
Then I've nothing to be embarrassed about after all.
You could say people like me who know about them are a minority, yeah? Well, that includes everyone in international affairs, man. And everyone in Interpol, too, for that matter. Yeah. So there are other Interpol agents like Mr. Latus? All over the world, likely. Deep undercover, most of them. That's why these cocoons are too hot for the black market. You don't want Interpol sniffing through your wares. Most came to the conclusion that... Can't sell them on the dark market, too dangerous. Dangerous? Yeah, Interpol finds you, they arrest you on the spot. Or another marketeer might think you're part of the sting and take you out himself. Times have changed. Okay, I've pressed him on everything. I just need to... I must have something. Let's take a look at it one more time. Replica of a cocoon from which a remedy may be extracted. Article about the Chief Justice's son, who was inflicted with incuritis. I feel like I know what I need, I just don't know where to find it. Alright, let me look at the replica again. But it's like, I know that I don't think that you're using it for the black market. I don't think that's why you wanted it. What if I just do this? Nope. Look, I tried. There it is. Okay. I was just a little bit off, a little bit too far to the right. Why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keys to goodbye. I sell to a black market buyer. How about someone like this?
That article. That's about the Chief Justice's...
A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon. But so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuritis. Because we're great at coming up with names.
Incuritis? I've heard of that somewhere. Where was it?
You went to visit a victim of this disease in the morning.
Aha! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. You aren't saying...
Our witness is a detective. You would have contact with the Chief Justice.
You are saying the Chief Justice would never deal in contraband.
Not even to save his own son's life?
But even if the deal went through, why, it'd be an international scandal.
But that's Detective Crescenton's insurance. If word ever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice.
Detective Crescent, is this true?
First I'm a murderer, and now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyway?
Distasteful as it is to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller.
Don't let sleeves over there trick you. Someone made a deal with the Chief Justice? What did you prove? Well... Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell? Interpol isn't the only one out there watching this. Virginian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about cocoons getting out.
So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination.
Wait. What about the guitar? It was sent from Virginia. Burned. Why did he burn the guitar? Evidence. He smuggled the cocoon in the guitar. And then he got it from Gavin. And he burned the guitar because there might have been evidence left behind. Everything and everyone gets checked. No, it doesn't. Objection! Didn't even need to press him. I'm gonna call that a fucking win. Actually, there is one way.
What?
One way to get something out of the country. No checks.
What is it?
You become a prosecutor.
A prosecutor?
Ah! I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it that you told me yesterday at your office? It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamourard. How did it end up here? I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So this guitar is from Virginia? Oh, that it is. Oh, we couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruin the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamourard's studio. And used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. He stole the keys to get in there and steal. Oh, I've got it. I figured it out. I've solved the case. Pristine and untouched. Didn't I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Quite. And the guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Virginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying the guitar was... A cocoon's this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia!
What?
Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right?
Work?
Good memory you had for him. Well, you know, guitars have a round hole in the front. It is called the sound hole. No, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes, this, in fact, the igniter. An igniter? Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean... He means this, of course.
Oh!
There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. And he'd use picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. And who better to do that than someone with access? Like a member of the band! Enough with the Flompadour. I'm stealing that, by the way.
Order, order, order! For the igniter.
It was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution.
A precaution?
Her forehead. At last, it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the gentle sounds of Lamarard's ballad, if you will. First, my keys were stolen. A harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar.
I see.
But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler.
What's that?
Mr. Latus.
Oh!
Mr. Latus, an undercover agent, was on to something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latus tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated, then the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was to get rid of the whole lot. The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then, Mr. Latus died, with Lamarard to witness it. There's your case. Why is everyone so quiet? Brilliant, man.
Detective Crescent?
I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Daryan. The Republic of Virginia. Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help. A Virginian accomplice, that's all. That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lamar heard proves it. You made this transmission from backstage. My dear co-conspirator was on stage. Uh-oh. 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 Hey, Tobias? You're not a murderer, but you are certainly a smuggler. Uh-oh.
But who was it?
This is it. The coup de grace. And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him.
Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. But be warned. With a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice?
There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice. And that person's the defendant, Machi Tobias. Which feels weird to accuse my own defendant, but we're going from murder to smuggling, so... Smuggling gets the death penalty in Virginia, though, so...
Oh. But Mr. Justice, He's your client!
A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But we're not in Madrid. True, as long as he never goes home, he'll never die. Don't take my word for that last part of that sentence. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latus. And I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime.
Indeed, the defendant is Virginia. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was in fact Lamoureux?
It couldn't have been.
Well, you seem sure of yourself.
The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor.
Electronic signals?
Recall this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless.
Yes, that's true.
Now, think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transmission, Lamoureux was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent.
Well, looking at this, it seems that Lamoureux still could have done the deed.
No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. Because Gavin was up on a high platform, it was in the middle of the guitar serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lamoureux stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower, which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lamoureux's position in the air vent.
Oh!
Well, Detective Crescent, what do you say to that? Your Honor.
Yes, Detective.
Could we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time.
Well, I don't see why not.
What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. Now, something that we know to be true is that we found the switch for the igniter in the piano. There. Wait. I still find that part weird. Hi, Maya. Thank you for the objection and the posture check and the hydrating. I appreciate it. Too bad, so sad, punk. How you doing, Maya? Punk? First you were sleeves, then kid, now punk. You're losing rank fast, Apollo.
What exactly were we supposed to see in this video?
They probably... Wait, no, that's right. Lamoureux was already down there. The problem isn't in what we see, correct, Daryan? Right, it's what you hear. We are musicians, after all. It's very rainy. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for you? Care to explain to it for us non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the wee pianist to set off that igniter. That right? Oh, the piano's playing. Yes? In order to do that, he'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Yes, and he did so. It was found in the whatchamacallit. In the piano. All he had to do was press a certain key. Okay. Well, take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano. Right, that's when it was... It's over, do it. I have a feeling Apollo's gonna say, piano sounds fine, it doesn't sound like anything weird. And he's gonna be like, exactly.
What seems to be the problem there? Piano sounded just fine.
Ew. Soggy, muddy, not fun. And that's the problem. Man, you still don't get it. Yeah, how's he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? You've got Miss Godiva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. Oh, with her hands free was the diva. Lamoureux, but according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out, if they couldn't even press a switch. Okay, Except he could press the switch. I know he could have. I know what he did. The piano plays non-stop. I mean, to be fair, he's also a prodigy. He couldn't have pressed that switch.
Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire.
Well, it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes. Apollo, were you wrong? I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How can it all just...
Strange.
What's strange?
No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there.
Odd?
Mr. Justice, if Machi Tobai didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is.
I think I have an idea. I want to find which one's the piano. There it is. In fact, I'm also going to turn this one back. I have a feeling that's the wrong note. I think that's what Gavin noticed. What was that? Did you notice that? I wish I could go back slower. Hello? Microphone, are you okay? Is that better? Why are you... What are you picking up on? Hold on. What the hell? Microphone, why do you do this to me? Testing. Yeah, that's weird. We weren't doing that for so long. Why are you suddenly doing this? Alright, I don't know what I did, but I fixed it. It's gone. Gonna call that a win. Actually, I think I do know what I did, but... whatever. Anyways, I think there was a weird note there. I shamed it into working. We don't shame... I don't want to shame it, no. Well, unless you're into that, no. I do not shame my electronics. I soothe them. But everything points to it! Every fact says that he's the accomplice! You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes.
Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant, Machi Tobae, the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought.
Apollo, if Machi's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined. You know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch. Well, you better find a way to prove it. Ugh. What do I do? What do I do? There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd. Something odd. The Adeptus Mechanicus in Warhammer 40k? One day I will learn 40k. Whether by force or by choice. To be fair, I've already learned a lot by force. Wait a second. What? You thought of something? What was Gavin saying just now? I do love when it does the anime thing of, wait, flashback to 10 seconds ago. It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did you hear that was odd?
Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this. Can you prove Machi Tobae pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that Machi Tobae pressed that switch?
Absolutely I can. I don't know if you call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible. And then, as prosecutor, it falls on me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Forehead, you're sure about this? Accept it. There's no evidence, man.
Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim the defendant pressed that switch?
Basis for my claim is music, Your Honor. Warhammer nerds, mainly you and Punisher.
Music? What about music?
Let's listen to the piano part, around the time when the switch was to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame. That was a little bit later. That's fine.
I hear a piano being played.
But doesn't it sound kind of simple?
Simple?
Oh, I think I know what you're suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand?
One hand?
He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. Oh, so you're some kind of piano savant? No. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Maybe, I don't know what I'm talking about here. Oh wait, I know. Hey, Trucy. Yeah, you got something? Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he... Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands. So sorry. So sad for you. No, not really. Uh-huh. That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. How are you going to prove whether you played it with one hand or 2? You can't. I admit it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clues were Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No way.
Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand. Right before the guitar burst into flame.
She was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire. And one section of the song proves it. What section? Oh, the part that I already said that sounded odd. See you later, Maya. And yeah, his hair is incredibly floppy. So I think this part? Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now just what it was that sounded odd to you. As I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Herr Forehead.
Realized what?
There we go. I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to a part in question again, shall we? A particular attention to the but a fleeting melody phase. Oh, man, how many times do we have to listen to the same thing? You're right, enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we?
Another section?
The guitar bursts into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to "Oh, that night in your embrace." There's a whole nother section to it.
Oh, play verse 2 again.
There, did you hear that? Or rather, the lack of hearing it.
They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different.
What? Well, put your honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use two hands to play that for sure.
Oh,
What's that prove? I would think you know this by now. Well, that's why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the two verses have different arrangements. Happens all the time. And not this time, Daryan. And there's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had them placed specifically so the piano would stay in the background. That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself. Now ask yourself why Machi changed how he played, and there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch.
order, order, order! I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes, quite. Though, personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. What? What? No comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up.
Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter.
Good show, slaves. No, great show. It's not over? I don't like it when he looks so happy. You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed in you, Herr Forehead. Huh? Me? Yes, don't get me wrong, your case is solid, and the facts I'll check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts! Anyone can see it was him!
Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law.
Wow, then the law's blind as hell. You're fucking stupid.
I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it.
But
1,000 facts might point towards the same conclusion, but without the decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system.
So what you're saying is we need decisive evidence. We need hard, solid, concrete proof. We need a piece of evidence to tie it all together. Unconventional methods, anyone? Anyone? I don't believe it!
It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present.
Oh, I think if it did, we already would have seen it a long ways back.
It is unfortunate, but at present this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation.
What? The truth is staring us all right in the face! Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals? Apollo, remember what Daddy said?
It won't be easy proving you did it, especially not under the current court system.
But what do I do?
Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Ugh. Every man has an igniter inside him. Find Daryan Crescent igniter and set it off.
I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter. I think it's just been a weak spot, no? Hey, I was thinking this earlier the moment he said that, hey, what happens if I press the switch right now, right here, right now? Like, right at this exact moment, what if I were to press this button? Staring Daryan Crescent directly in the face? What happens if I press this bitch? Will my case go up in flames, or will yours? I don't think that's it. No, but imagine how funny that would be. The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal. So, can I get back to work now or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney.
Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. And this witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go.
Every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say, the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin?
Oh yes, good guitars are kept dry as wine. And that provides the best sound.
Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plant has an igniter in it too, Detective.
It was there from the very beginning.
What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, I'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo. What? Now this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney.
All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry.
And I intend to hear this one through to the very end.
Her forehead. You are accusing this man, Daryan Crescent, of 2 crimes. The murder of Miss Ratos and the smuggling of a Virginian cocoon.
This is your last chance to prove your case. How many times have we had a last chance?
This trial has already run on for far too long.
Yep, on that we agree.
Mr. Justice, this will be my last, how many times can I say last, warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud, is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Daryan Crescent.
Saving, just in case. Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Daryan Crescent's plan is... Well, shoot. I mean, if we call in Machito Baye, he could turn it on him, but that wouldn't exactly help us. Because it's like, well, he's just lying to protect himself. You? That's right, I forgot about
motherfucker.
Hi, Delphi. How you doing? Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. So what is... The problem is... Even if he said yes, that we were smuggling things, or all that, it'd just be like, well, he's clearly just lying to protect himself from this other crime. How's my EMP shielding? Are you about... I have a feeling you're about to test it. I don't know how you're going to test it, but I have a feeling you're going to test it. I haven't tested it in a while. It's true that I couldn't show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else. You mean, a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Daryan Crescent's guilt?
Paul Forrester. Oh, I did see that. I'm betting it's Machi too, because I don't think Valent makes any sense. One person who can prove Daryan Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Machi Tobaye.
Your client? Again?
Machi Tobaye was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Daryan Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, you can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in this case. That's true, he might have other evidence that we don't know about.
How so?
It would require just one of the very cocoons Mr. Latus was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Virginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would no doubt also find inside the burnt-out guitar.
Aha! Very scientific of you.
This is the Phoenix is a daddy timeline, or period of time. Thus, if Machi Tobaye acknowledges his agreement with Daryan Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of a Virginian cocoon, the case is solved! I had a feeling this was going to happen. Daryan's laughing again. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? The little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Key tickler? Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling.
What's this all about?
Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Virginian law. Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts, by our laws. You don't get the death penalty of smuggling in our country. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Virginia, and they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including the part about the Virginian cocoon. Yeah, but... Enough with the phallic hair, my dude. Cut it. Someone give me a chainsaw. But if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Virginian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here. Not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it. But who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Machi Tobaye. Cocoon smuggling, your entire plan? Machi Tobaye knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion. Real nice. You want a house made out of cookies, or no? A house made out of pianos? Come on. Please. Don't say. I think he's screaming. Dude, what the fuck is up with your hair? I think he lost his cool. What a drama queen. Daryan, I consider that my last session with you. We've rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession? Oh, he's laughing again. There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though.
Well, have you been listening to today's trial?
Yes.
And you'll talk. You'll tell this court everything.
I didn't want to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know? And I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew. From the beginning, I knew. Machi, a situation I cannot explain, but money I needed. Very much money.
Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in the court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule. However,
that a parent that doubts all things can be tried by this standard.
should another case of this sort surface,
Probably in the next trial. The next chapter.
we may have to consider an alternative system by which to administer justice. Too bad we're not politicians and we can't change anything. Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobaye,
Yes?
I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latus, this court is prepared to announce a verdict.
Oh, I've never seen him with his glasses off. Look at this kid. You think this is a face that can commit murder? I thank you. Get some food, Delphi. I only lie. But you see truth. You find truth.
But that's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Machi Tobaye, not guilty.
Woohoo! Yay! Congratulations, kid!
Court is...
He's 14. He's a minor. He'll be probably fine.
Court is adjourned.
Oh my god, we finally did it. It's finally done. I wonder what'll happen to Machi. Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Virginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well. Hello, Daddy. Daddy! I owe you both my thanks. Lamorar? Is something wrong? I'm sorry, Machi was your partner on stage. Your friend. Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do. Yet, something got a hold of him. Something evil, I see that. And he must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be? I'm still sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage? I am considering an eye operation. That was my suggestion, actually. You mean you'll be able to see again? That's funny. I have always been afraid of the light. The light seems so harsh, so unforgiving. According to the doctor, Amara lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I have been learning from. Oh yeah, she's the blind one, not the kid. If you possibly missed that before. And she also has amnesia. I was scared. You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth. If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting. Painting? That's right! She's the landscape painter in sound, after all. I will paint the two of you. I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lamarar! My thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? You reminded me I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission. Apollo, Trucy, I hope that we will meet again someday soon. You bet! Me too! And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on until it came to an end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. I mean, more annoying to look at. No, he's the Cinderella one, not me. Damn it. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have them catch the killer at the end. Chapter 3. The End. Turnabout Serenade complete. Oh my god. Please drop me into a more logical episode. One that I like more. Mason's. What the fuck? Digimon? Lady Devar, I don't like that you're laughing like this. It scares me. Last shoot. In order to understand it myself, I had to know the story of these last 7 long years. Nothing happens by chance. All is connected. I have a lot of questions. And now, you stand ready to begin the final chapter of this story. Will the defendant be found guilty or innocent? The decision is yours. That's what I'm asking, Delphi. What the fuck is happening? Why does my brain... Murder in the courtroom? Why? I have a feeling we're about to solve 2 cases today. Well, today. In heavy quotation marks. The murder is something from 7 years ago and a current one. They're going to be connected, and we're going to find out what the hell happened and why Phoenix lost his attorney's badge. More than 2? What do you mean more than 2? Oh god, we got a serial killer on our hands. Okay. But this is the final episode of Apollo Justice. Ace Attorney. Hey, Apollo! Look, on TV! Look, look! Yeah, I'm kind of busy. Oh, look at that! He's the last Grammary, alright? Amazing! Apollo! You should be watching this! What? What? I have tea for a reason. I drink the tea. Okay. Road has been coated. I was writing about our last case in my journal. Well, aren't you supposed to write things in records, Apollo, not journals? And why now? That case was 3 months ago. Hey, it's a long story. I did a lot, you know. I want to vacuum pack the feel of that moment for later. Right now, I'm wowing the crowd by figuring out how Lamorara disappeared. That's right! Uncle Valen did that illusion too. But you're missing him on TV right now! Ugh. I was just getting to the good part. I suppose I should watch a little TV with her. After all, her father's expecting me to look after her while he's away. What you're now seeing is a rehearsal for the greatest magic show on Earth. Happening right here on our very own Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum? Hey, that's where the Governor's concert was. Only 3 more days until miracles happen here right before your unbelieving eyes. The legendary Troupe Grammary is performing for the first time in 7 years. That's going to be great. I'm so there. You and Daddy are coming too. The legendary Grammaries. If Trucy's real father were still alive, he'd be on that stage performing miracles. I've got the tickets and everything. Here's yours, Apollo. Apollo, why did you put that in the same pocket that you always put your evidence? I don't know, it just feels important. Ah, you're here. Working hard or hardly working? Ah, there, okay, it's you. Hey, how have you been? Hi there, stranger. Oh, is that the kind of greeting I'd want to hear from my own kid? Oh, he has been gone a long time. How goes it, Trucy? Here, I got a present for you. Yay, pudding! Oh, I love pudding. Oh, it's farm fresh. And not just one pudding, but 3 whole cups. Oh, I have to pace myself. Oh, I'm beat. That's right, Daddy. You're on a top secret mission. You've got to take it easy with the secrets, you know? Alright, you are. So you still can't tell us what your mission is? Maybe it is time. It has something to do with you anyway. Huh? With me? Ooh, maybe you're getting a top secret mission too. Maybe you can be one of those guys. A spy. Can I just be a defense attorney? To be honest, telling you about the mission was my whole reason for coming here today. What? Tell me. You've heard of the juris system, yes? The what? Wait. The one that's in Great Ace Attorney? The juris system? That's right, the new legal system everyone's talking about. Have you heard of it, Apollo? Yes, I played Great Ace Attorney before this, even though that's technically out of order. We're bringing back the jury trials, y'all! Because those weren't insane enough. You know, in 3D, don't get your hopes up good. Those were fucking insane. Have you heard of it? Huh? I feel like those are probably, like, the special thing in Great Ace Attorney. I don't know anything about this game, or Dual Destinies, or Spirit of Justice. I assume that they're not in any of those games. Maybe? Apollo, you are a defense attorney? I feel like you should be up to date on the law stuff. Maybe not as many people are talking about as I thought. The juris system, huh? So Danny, what's this juris system thing? Well, Trucy, do you know what a jury is? I've heard of it. Isn't that those people who sit in court in those old courtroom dramas? The ones who get to decide if a guy's innocent or guilty. Do you know, Apollo? Only from TV. It's 12 people chosen from the community, right? Well, they're thinking about reviving that system, because remember, this is far in the future where that's been eliminated, and you have like 3 days to solve a trial. They're calling the new system the juris system. No more doing whatever you like, Your Honor. Not quite that harsh. The jurors cooperate with the judge. They help analyze the case from different angles. And there'll be only 6 of them under the current proposal. There'll be only 6 of them under... Hold on. Take 3. There's only 3 characters in this scene. I can pick the right voice. And there'll only be 6 of there'll be only 6 of them under the current proposal, right? Wow, you know your stuff, Apollo. Their findings directly affect the verdict. Hopefully, people will start taking the courts a little more seriously now. I feel like I'm some kind of educational TV show, starring Dr. Wright. Dr. Wright, his assistant Trucy, and mascot Apollo, the perfect team. Hey! Oh, what is this secret mission? The jury system is my mission, more or less. Anyway, keep in mind that new ideas like the system are always risky, Apollo. Too true. Everyone's got an opinion, and they just talk and nothing gets decided. Kind of like you, Apollo. I'm not that bad. Am I? In any case, we're going to give it a shot. A test, if you will. I don't like tests. We'll take a case as a sample and choose 6 jurors. I'll be the one helping with that process, incidentally. Helping how? Well, for one, I'll be chair of the jury system simulated court committee. The chair constructs the ideal situation, choosing the case, the jurors candidates, even the judge in the courtroom. Wow, it's like you have a real job! I love this girl. Going straight for the jugular on her own father. I was never that good at the piano, to be honest. I thought your real deal was cheating people in poker. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer, I guess. The trial's tomorrow, by the way. Don't miss it. The trial simulation, that is. A simulation, huh? Sounds interesting. So, what kind of case is the trial simulation about? Well, since this is the first run-through of a new system, I wanted something simple. Good thinking. No sense wearing yourself out on something too serious. True. One case is a murder. That's not simple at all! By simple, did you mean the defendant is... Guilty, yes. Most likely. So, good luck, Apollo. With what? With the trial tomorrow. You're defending, of course. Recall that I said it had something to do with you? Go for it, Apollo. It's just a test case anyways. No sweat. Yeah, but there's still a verdict to be decided. And a potentially serious sentence. The most serious in a worst-case scenario. You mean the verdict's for real? That's not a test trial! That's a real trial! All the forms have been filed. There's no turning back now. The trial begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope you can make room in your schedule. Why am I only hearing about this now? Yes, there was a change this morning. I picked a new case. Huh? There's something that happened last night. Hey, Apollo, I know you're all excited about that secret mission, but what about this? The Trilogy Grand Magic Show. Huh? Oh, right. The card tricks. They're not card tricks. They're grand illusions, miracles, the apocalypse. Heaven and earth will shake. So what? That's 3 whole days from now. It's at Sunshine Coliseum. Let's go. Let's go today. We can say hi to Uncle Valent. Have fun. What? I can go by myself. You know I'm not very outgoing. Alright. Why not go with her? But what about the secret mission? Oh, don't worry about that. You'll hear all about it tomorrow regardless. I don't trust that smile. He knows something that he's not telling me. Yippee! Yippee! Now you can take me to the Coliseum. I suppose you wouldn't kill me to pop over there. Gramarye. That reminds me. What's this, Daddy? Isn't that silk hat the Gramarye seal? We consider it a birthday present, Trucy. Thanks, it's great, but today isn't my birthday. Good point. What day is it today, Apollo? Huh? Today? I think it's Recycle Your Plastics Day. It's a Recycle Your Plastics present. Yippee! So it's plastic! I've given up trying to understand them. It's much easier that way. So, what is it? Can I open it, Daddy? No. Huh? You'll need that envelope someday. Someday soon. Don't open it until then. Well, why didn't you just hold on to it until then? Because that would be the logical thing to do, and as we all know, everyone at Ace Attorney is adverse to logic. An envelope about the Gramaryes, huh? We're ready for what? For what? For the Trilogy Grand Magic Show. It's not like I'm getting up on stage or anything. What are you talking about, Apollo? You can't enjoy magic if you're not part of what's going on up on stage. I'll lend you my spare costume if you need one. You mean I can't go in this? No. Doesn't get more straightforward than that. Looky here. A handwritten signature. It says... I can't read that. That seems odd to me. I mean, isn't a signature intended to show ownership? What's the use if no one can read it? Isn't it enough if you can read your own? Oh, I never thought of it that way. Get some rest, Devar. We'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy your rest. Alright, so what case are you going to use? You really want to know, don't you? Of course I do! I mean, I'm going to be defending, aren't I? If all goes well, then yes. Of course, this is just a test. We want everyone to start without preconceptions. A blank slate, as it were. There's a difference between having a blank slate and just being totally clueless. I have the hiccups. Whose dumb idea was that anyway? Well, mine. Committee chair, remember? Oh. Well, if you want to know that badly, I suppose I could give you permission to examine the scene of the crime. Good! That's better. But you can't talk to anyone involved with the case. What? Then how am I supposed to defend? You let me worry about the details there. Remember, I'm in charge of this trial. All of it. But you don't want it to backfire, do you? Apollo, if I'm in charge of the whole trial, that means the entire affair is my responsibility, for good or for bad. Just do what you can. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Alright. I'd recommend going down to the detention center. Your client's waiting for you. You can ask about the scene there. But you just said I couldn't talk to anyone involved. Oh, you can talk to your client. If you can get her to talk. Well, time's a-wasting. You are an enigma. You're a weird person, Mr. Wright. I appreciate that. That's 20 minutes we've been waiting here. 20 minutes! Maybe I should complain? I'm sure that guard has better things to do than stand there pretending he doesn't see us. You know, the minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way. Like shouting, "Oh, waiter!" and they're standing right behind you. "Oh, guard! Is our client going to be any much longer?"
What are you talking about?
Haven't you already started the meeting yet? Huh? Where'd you come from? Well, anyway, please have a seat. Hello, ma'am. I'm nervous, Apollo. It's the silence and Bill's suspense. Why don't you do something, Trucy? You're a magician, aren't you? That's right. Okay. I'm the amazing Mr. Hunt. I think she passed out. She passed out. This magic underwear might have been a better bet. That's magic panties, Apollo. Hi. Well, I'm your defense. I really think it has to be fate, you know? And by fate, I mean destiny. Did you know I'm good with astrology? Tell me, what's your sign? I can tell you mine if you like, Apollo. No, never mind. I just got carried away there. I seem destined to get difficult clients, it seems. So what's your name? Oh, right, I'm supposed to introduce myself first. I'm Apollo. Apollo Justice. And I'm Trucy Wright. I know. This is getting nowhere fast. Hey, I know. Maybe you can tell us what happened. I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happened lately? No? Well, the other day, this tourist from out of town stopped to ask me directions. Later, Trucy. I feel like I need to ask directions myself here. No, that was fruitless. Well, I think I understand despair a little better now. You did good, Apollo. Look, she's doing her nails. What? Are nails more important than defense? Is that it? Let's go, Trucy. No, hold on. That might be important. Excuse me. Could you read this? Sure. I feel like a teenager on a first date. And this is the love letter we passed from desk to desk at school. Stop looking so wistful and read it, Apollo. It's a business card with a name and an address. The name is Vera Misham. The address is for Drew Studio. And you're giving me this because... Oh, looks like we're finished here. I wonder if Drew Studio is the scene of the crime? Let's go find out. Wow, this looks like... No, it looks like a studio. It's like life imitating art, or maybe it's the other way around. But the tape on the ground there, it's a bit jarring. Yeah, it looks like we found the crime scene. Apollo, look at all those paintings! Hey, don't touch those! It's okay, I'm just looking. Huh? Apollo, look at this one. Looks half finished. You can still see the rough sketch underneath. But that's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting at all. Yeah, good point. That is odd. Obtain a Drew Studio, only half finished. What do you mean Drew Measham's painting? Who's Drew Measham? We haven't met Drew Measham yet. All the paintings have a really different style, too. Oh, I thought I might find you two here. Emma! Long time no see. Oh? Seems like I run into you far too often. I'll bet I know why you're here, too. You know about the trial simulation tomorrow? I've heard about it, sure. So Mr. Wright chose you, huh? We don't even know what the case is about. Well, he was killed. The artist who owns the studio, that is. Mr. Drew Measham. Measham. And his daughter was put under arrest. Yeah, we just saw her at the detention center. It was funny, though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. You don't say. Not even by poisoning? That's how it was done, you know. Poisoning is a common way to get the job done when the murderer is a woman. Poisoning? Boy, I wonder if it was a poison made from a very specific object that we saw in a very specific trial not too long ago. Maybe not. Maybe so. Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming. Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over here with my snackers. Can't talk to anyone related to the case this time around. Which means we better find out as much as we can here at the scene. Or else. Apollo! That's where the body was. That's the spot where Mr. Drew Measham passed away. He put the coffee mug to his lips, and the next moment... There's quite a bit of paint on the ground. See that half-painted painting there? He must have been working on that right up to the moment he died. Wow! A true artist to the end! Or maybe he started it a year ago and was procrastinating. Okay. Okay, you know, when I went to turn the camera over to this direction... this is not what I was expecting to find. Are we sure there isn't some sort of, dimensional divide here, taking us somewhere completely different? Because this is not the same room. Hello? That letterbox looks funny sitting inside a room like this. Let's take a look. Empty. The other half of that letterbox actually connects to the outside of the studio. Mr. Measham would put his letters in there, and the postman took them away. Impressive that someone still writes letters in this day and age. Or wrote, rather. That's the victim's coffee mug. Aha! So the poison wasn't here. This is my first time seeing a real poisoned mug of coffee. I would hope so. Poison coffee. Not exactly, actually. What do you mean? No traces of poison were found in the coffee. What? You'll have to figure out the rest yourself. I'm officially not on your side, after all. Huh. Interesting. Hold on. What's this? Hey, look there! That stain doesn't look so healthy, Apollo. That must be the Blue Mountain stuff we've been hearing about. Something tells me that even Blue Mountain coffee isn't this blue. No, the stain is probably... Better ask Emma. I think that's paint. The question is, why did he have paint on his lips? But in that case, that would mean that the thing that was poisoned was the paint, not the coffee. I just love oils. You know how they're so thick? Is that the word? These paints are all dry. I'm surprised at how different these all are. Yeah, and what's going on with this half-finished one? It must have been a work in progress. That's what's so weird. The sketch part doesn't really look finished. We got abstract, realism. I can't tell the exact style of the center one, and this one looks impressionist to me. This one's definitely abstract. I'm trying to remember the exact word. This one's definitely impressionist. I can tell that much. Hold on, there's another painting. Isn't it important? Hey, there's a painting hidden back here. Hey, you're right. What if it's embarrassing somehow and he didn't want anyone to see it? You certainly seem pleased by the possibility. Huh? It's so normal. And it's the same Momotaro scene. Weird. But it's different. Same mountain, same peach, same woman. But the field is different and the sky's different. And it's finished. That's hardly something to get mad about. Huh? What is it, Apollo? Oh, doesn't this painting look like... Never mind. I'd better get a professional opinion on this. No, even the fields look the same. No, the fields are different. It looks like a different painter, but the same subject. Alright, now to look at the weird room. What the hell is happening here? Is this desk for painting, Apollo? That would be a drafting table. Drafting? Basically, it's a tool for making precise diagrams. Wow, painting is harder than I thought. You know? Why would a painter need a drafting table? Was he an architect too? Is this... Oh, nope. What is all this equipment here for? Doesn't look very artistic, really. He had everything from a lathe to a laser cutter. Was this guy the fucking Ace Attorney version of Adam Savage? It looks like he was ready to work on metals and wood, too. Those equipment's a bit old, to tell the truth. What is he, Adam Savage? Why would a painter need all this? From the dust, I'd say he hadn't used this stuff for years. Okay, so he's definitely not Adam Savage, never mind. This corner doesn't fit with the rest of the studio. Oh, do you think I could borrow this? I want to cut a quarter in half to make a trick coin. This is a crime scene, Trucy. But these cost like $50 at the magic shop. Look at all these paints, Apollo. There's so many. I almost said pants. He's got like 20 kinds of red. We could repaint your suit, Apollo. How about this shade of green? That'll be enough of that, thanks. Let's take a closer look at this desk here. Dude, what is with your hair? Hello? So this is Drew Measham? And this little girl must be Vera. Yes, they took that some time ago. They look close. A little happy little family. Until you arrested his daughter. Oh, look, I was personally against that, okay? She just didn't seem very suspicious. Scientifically speaking. Uh-huh, right. Is this the journal? Wow, talk about a clue. Let's read it. What is it, Apollo? He didn't write the name of the killer, did he? It's new. He didn't write a single line. Ugh, you had me going for a while there. Think about the way this figure is posed. I've seen that pose before. It's you, Apollo. See, you're making one of your flamboyant gestures going, objection! Please, I'm a professional. Wonder why it's posed like that. Coincidence? Hey Apollo, what's this feather thingy? Isn't that a pin? Like an old-fashioned quill pin? But it doesn't have a pointy end. And that was most likely for sweeping detritus off the desk. Wow, you sure know a lot, Emma. Bold and scientific, and that's my motto. Exactly what about that was bold or scientific? This envelope has been opened and resealed. Ooh, I know how to do that. You take a pot of boiling water and hold the envelope up to the steam. The glue melts and it opens. Cool, huh? Whoever did this wasn't so delicate. Well, I just learned something today. I have now learned how to mess with someone's mail. Look out, world. I'm too lazy to do that. But you never know. You're right, it looks like they just ripped it open and stuck it back together. Huh? The postmark on this letter is from 7 years ago. Dun, dun, dun. 7 years ago? Where have we heard that number before? Why would someone open a letter, then seal it again? I better hang on to this. Can I open it myself? Can I read it? Is that allowed? Is that illegal? It's 7 years old. I'm sure that it's fine. Oh, look. It's been opened once here. Right. I wonder if there's some way we can see what's inside. Should I try to get it open and then stick it back shut? Well, let's not tamper with the evidence, shall we? I've got a better idea. Emma! Let's ask her. Alright, we have something to show Vera, and we have something to show Emma. Emma! Didn't help. Double help. Emma, about this mug. There's a pale blue, residue on the rim. Yes, well, it's just a rumor. But I've heard there's a kind of coffee called Blue Mountain. I'm pretty sure it isn't actually blue, Emma. Right. Okay, you got me. Well, that's left over from my testing spray. Forensic science! I knew your hobby was behind this somehow, Emma. It's not a hobby. Then what kind of scientific stuff are you up to? The spray, that's what. It turns blue when it touches poison. That feels incredibly vague. Shouldn't it be one of those things where it's like it detects like these kind of poisons? So the poison that killed the victim was on this mug? That's right. See, it wasn't in the coffee. The killer applied it to the rim of the mug itself. Wow, science is amazing. It certainly is helpful. Maybe Emma would be willing to help us out a bit more. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. They say flattery will get you everywhere. And it's certainly worth talking to her a bit more. Emma, about this. Oh, that... Yes, why, that's a bright red envelope. She sure is jumpy. Someone opened this, didn't they? My lips are sealed. Your lips are sealed? That's a first. You mean, you know what's inside the envelope? Sure, I've read it after all. You mean you were the one who ripped this open? Ha! Please. I would have steamed it open. But she did sneak a peek at it, apparently. Know that I have a powerful weapon on my side. Weapon? Yes, the use of tools. Highly specialized tools for information gathering. Tools I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. You shone a light through it. And it took an image of it. I have a feeling that's probably what it did. They say a little praise can open big doors. Never heard that one, but it's good advice. Hi, Monica. Thank you for the ooh. How you doing? You can't tell us anything, can you? So, this, Drew Measham was some kind of artist? Apparently. Did a lot of illustrations for books, I hear. Had a lot of female fans, too, for what it's worth. Oh? Well, I guess his stuff is kind of pretty. How's the case? We just started a new one. We finally finished the other one. So now we're into the final episode of Apollo Justice. Like that oil painting over there, for instance. Yeah. That wasn't one of his illustrations, actually. So it was a standalone painting or something? Is that what she means? He was an odd bird, Misham. Hadn't shown his face to anyone until the end. What do you mean to anyone? He was always locked up here in the studio, apparently. His only connection to the outside world was through letters he'd put in that letterbox over there. Letters? Do people still write letters? What do you mean, Apollo? I mean, when was the last time you wrote a real letter? Don't most people use email and stuff these days? No, Mr. Measham. Couldn't understand technology, it seems. He did everything by mail. Maybe he thought that way was more artistic, you know? But, wait. If he was super into all that, then what's all the stuff on the other side of the room? And was that his daughter's stuff? In any case, the only person beside him allowed in here was his daughter, Vera. Oh, you mean the killer? The suspect, please. We took some fingerprints, of course. The only ones found in the room are Mr. Measham's and Vera's, basically. Basically? Actually, last night, Mr. Measham gave an interview to a reporter for the first time. It happened during the interview, apparently. His first interview ever? Could you tell us a bit more about what happened the night of the murder? Like I said, last night was the first time someone from the outside came into a studio. I guess mysterious painters who never go outside make for good articles. And it just so happened that he died the night of his first interview? At around 9 p.m. every night, Vera always made him a cup of coffee. Last night he drank his usual coffee and suddenly became violently ill. And died? She poisoned him on the night of his interview? What did the reporter see? He wasn't near Mr. Measham when she brought her father's coffee. He was checking out some equipment in the back of the room. Supposedly, that's why she didn't notice he was there. It was the reporter who called the police, in fact. Wait, but why is she the suspect? If anyone's suspicious, it's the reporter. Yet the reporter never got near Mr. Measham's coffee. Even Vera acknowledges that. Regardless, I want to know more about this reporter. So this woman, Vera. She's Mr. Measham's daughter, right? Yep, a real sickly girl ever since she was little. Hardly ever went outside. She did kind of give off a withdrawn sort of aura. She was homeschooled by her father, apparently. It was quite a scene when they took her to the detention center. She was screaming about how she died if they took her outside. That does sound like a scene. Timmy and Grinch agreed to leave if she was allowed her good luck charm for company. Her good luck charm? Apparently she has this charm that magically gives her the courage to go outside. Why can't I ever get a normal client? But why would a shut-in daughter kill her own dad? Don't look at me. So about the poison, it was found to be in his coffee, right? No, not precisely. Not precisely? What does that mean? It means you can see for yourself, I think. But Emma can help us out here. Don't forget, flattery will get you everywhere with her, Apollo. What are you two whispering about? Oh, I was thinking, what is it we always do when we run to you at a crime scene? What is it we always do, scientifically? You know me too well. Okay. Okay, meaning we can get, scientific now? Oh, I suppose. Just this once. Bring me anything you find suspicious and we'll check it out. Welcome back, Delphi. We're doing science! About this. That. Yes, why, that's a... Sure is jumpy. But you said to bring you anything. Will you let us use it? I did that, didn't I? About that envelope we found. I was wondering if you could help us out with that tool you're mentioning. You want to know about my tool, do you? It's called an X-ray analyzer. X-ray? Like the X-rays you get at the dentist? That's right. Now, at least that's what I call it. Huh? It has a real name, but it's much more complicated. The X-ray spectralization is something. How am I supposed to remember all that? So basically, it lets you see inside things, like envelopes? That's right. You're sharp, Juicy. But it's a bit more complicated than that in practice, of course. Actually, to tell the truth, I'm not really sure how it works, scientifically. Can I try it out, Emma, please? Oh, I suppose. Of course, I've already checked out everything suspicious myself. Alright, let's give it a spin, Apollo. What are you doing? Oh, just seeing if I could see through your hair. But it's like lead. Point that thing at me anymore and it might all fall out. And then I wouldn't need an X-ray machine to see through it. Well, let's just get down to business, shall we? Alright, let's test on his samples first. It just so happens that I have a lottery ticket here.
Scanning. Scanning. Scanning.
You set the sample in the device like so. I don't see anything. Patience, there's no need to get all antsy. Look at the right side of the screen. That's the layer view of the envelope. Layer view? You've got set to display the outside of the envelope now, see? Actually, it's quicker to just have you give it a try. Turn the dial there with the right stick for me, would you? That's right, that's how you choose what depth you want to scan. Hey, I got something! See? That's how you can read the letters on the ticket inside. Cool, huh? Except, I can't read them. Just turn the dial a little more. What you have to understand is that a sheet of paper isn't really flat at all. When you zoom in that much, you see the paper is like a bunch of hills and valleys. Wow, really? This X-ray device uses a beam with a wavelength of only 0.05 microns. It breaks cards down into thin layers, so it can only show what's written on that layer. I'm not entirely following you, but what good is it if you can't read anything? That's why we go on to step 2. Try rubbing the image a bit, if you would. Rubbing, like going over the image with the left stick while holding A? There, that fixes the image on the screen. Now turn the dial again, just a little. Good, now you can rub this image to fix it too. Hey, I get it. We just keep doing this until we've got the whole thing. Exactly, not bad. Neat, let's do some more.
Nope, too far.
Alright, well that's pretty rude, game, to call me a loser like that. Can you please finish? I can already see. Oh, I messed up here. There we go. Oh, it's telling me where to go. I guess that helps. Excuse you, I can read it just fine. Can we call this done yet? There we go. Okay, let's print this out. Ouch, you lose. At least you know where you stand, huh? Anyway, now you see the true hidden power of my weapon. I'll try it out on the real thing, shall we? Alright, this time I'm just gonna actually go layer by layer and do everything, cause otherwise... I don't want to have to go searching again. 100,000? Whew. Boy, that's a lot of money. I think 100,000. That sounds nice.
Dear Mr. Drew Misham, I've deposited the 100,000 in the designated account. Please in the receipt once you confirm the transfer.
Someone deposited $100,000 into Mr. Misham's account? His painting must be really valuable. There's another page in there. Can I take a look? You bet I do. If you're going to read someone's mail, you might as well read it all. Here it goes with the second page, then. What secrets do you hold? Always something that's a lot more sinister. If I were to take a guess.
Send the papers and send in an enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. I need not remind you to speak of this to no one.
So it was a letter about payment for one of his paintings. Why all the secrecy, though? And what? Why was this letter the only one in here? It's 7 years old, right? Maybe it had some special significance to him? Well, Emma? Well, indeed.
She knows something she's not telling us. Looks like she's keeping mum about it.
Do I have anything else for you? Oh, Emma, I was wondering about this painting here. That one? What about it? What about it? Yeah, what about it, Apollo? Take a closer look at it, both of you. Now, look at this one. This is the third painting he was working on. Hey, they're the same. I was hoping you wouldn't find that. You're right, though. Drew Misham was copying this painting. Wow, it's pretty good. Copying a painting? What for? Doesn't tell me anything, Emma. Do you have more information for me? Miss Viera. Oh, I have a feeling we're not going to be able to see her again. Oh, you're here, Vera Misham? Yes, that's right. She's in the medical office at the moment. Medical office? Is she okay? She's just lying down. Said she didn't feel so good. I'm sorry, but I can't allow any meetings at the moment. Most annoying client ever. Guess we should come back. Well, there's one place we haven't gone yet. I guess I could have talked to Emma one more time about the painting, but if we have to, we can go see it. Woohoo! This is it, Apollo! The place where magic and dreams converge! Just a while ago, it was the place where murder and nightmares converged. Let's go say hi to Uncle Valent. What about the case? Only a performer laughs like that.
The young Miss Trucy! How often I hoped we'd meet again, only to tell myself it was an impossible dream.
Uncle Valent, how's it going? I'm glad to see you too.
Of course you are.
Humility is definitely not one of his stronger traits.
Well, Miss Trucy, how does the day find you? If you come to give me flowers, do it after the show, I beg you.
Actually, we came to wish you good luck. And congratulations on your big magic show.
Oh, but it is I who wish to congratulate you. Not everyone is so lucky as to witness miracles, such as the ones I shall perform.
Yeah, you're amazing. We get it, the picture.
The world will watch in wonderment as Magnifi's illusions are reborn, here on stage by my hand.
Everyone's talking about the big magic show. Is it true that the Grammary Miracle is back after a 7-year absence?
Miss Trucy, I must apologize. This show and this honor should have been his.
Eddie.
My co-magician in training, Zach Grammary. That terrible thing hadn't.
It's okay.
Your father was a great magician, Trucy. If he were alive, then I, Valent Grammary, would have been proud to stand upon his stage as his assistant.
Thanks, Uncle Valent. You know, I'm happy you're doing the show. Happy you're doing the show. To think we get to see the great Magnifie's illusions again. She really is looking forward to this, isn't she?
My mentor, the magnificent Magnifie Gramarye, was a true deity among magicians. A creator god who gave birth to magic and illusions that defied our very imaginations.
I was so little when I last saw one, but I still remember his shows. He did wheelies in a sports car through the air above the audience. He did what now? And then sped off to outer space, faster than the speed of sound. He did what now? I'm guessing that memory was a bit embellished? Maybe? Hard to say for sure, honestly.
For 7 long years, the world has been waiting for a miracle to match his. As heir to the Gramarye Troop's secrets, it falls to me to provide one. It is my God-given destiny. Yes, you, nameless face who speaks for the nameless masses. How can I help you?
If the world was waiting, why did you hold off for 7 long years?
It appears the lad is uninformed. Perhaps you have heard of the magic known as law, which governs our land.
Wait, the statute of limitations? I have, though I'm not sure it qualifies as magic.
The performance of Magnifie's miracle was impossible. A certain law prevented it for 7 years, but no more!
7 years? That phrase sure likes to pop up, doesn't it? And why was that?
A little matter called performance rights, Miss Trucy.
Ah, I see. That actually makes more sense than what I was saying. Can you tell us about those performance rights?
Magnifie's magic relied on an incredibly innovative idea, a trick, if you will. That trick was considered his property, and as such was protected by property laws.
Intellectual property, maybe?
Magnifie knew this and bequeathed it in his will to one person.
You mean him?
Yes. Miss Trucy, it was your father. Zach Gramarye was the inheritor of the Gramarye miracle.
Daddy.
Yet, as you well know, he is gone. He disappeared suddenly 7 years ago.
I think I see where the story is going. Once a person is classified missing for a certain period of time, they're considered legally deceased, right?
In all absoluteness. Those rolled-up sleeves conceal your competence well, young man. That certain period of time of which you speak is 7 years. Yes, Miss Trucy. Though it pains me to say it, this past spring, April to be precise, was the time. Your father was legally declared deceased. In the absence of a formal will, the secret to our mighty and mentor Magnifie passed to me. And this was, in fact, stipulated in the will by Magnifie himself.
Is that how it works, Apollo? Yeah, it's called death in absentia. He's declared missing. Permanently. Eddie.
Oh, a challenge, is it? You want me to make that disappear? Very well. Give it to me.
No thanks. I was just thinking how hard it is to get any information out of a magician. You have something even remotely useful? I was wondering if you could tell me about this.
Oh, why? That bears the Gramarye seal.
Uncle Valent? Is something wrong?
Trucy, where did you get this?
Huh? Daddy gave it to me.
Your daddy? My partner, Zachary?
No. My other daddy, Phoenix Wright. Not the other daddy, Edgeworth. We haven't seen him in all this entire game.
Why now? Why would your Lord Daddy...
Lord Daddy? That's kind of stretching the whole archaic thing a bit. Lord Daddy. There are just way too many directions this could go. Like, there are too many kinky directions that my brain is being pulled to try and make a joke out of this. I can't decide on one.
This signature on the back. Do you recognize it? That belongs to none other than Zach Grammary.
What? Daddy signed this?
Might I be so bold as to open it? I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. Ugh. What's on this envelope? What's in this envelope, I wonder?
Okay, good to know that we showed you that. Well, I don't have anything else to show you, and I don't think I have anything to tell you either, so... I guess we can look around. Changed the sign since our last case. It was all Gaviner's back then, wasn't it? I hope nothing bizarre and mysterious happens this time. Don't jinx it, don't jinx it, don't jinx it.
But it shall! Why, the show itself will be bizarre and mysterious, I assure you.
I don't have a problem with mystery as long as it's legal. I don't think lawyers and magicians are really meant to have conversations like this. You know, I thought this at the time of the Gaviner's concert too, but this Coliseum is just way too big. It's huge! It's got a big sounding name too. Sunshine Coliseum.
Oh, would you like to hear what the grand finale of the show in 3 days would be?
What? Really? Yeah.
The grand finale will be nothing other than...
Don't tell me. You're going to make the Coliseum disappear, right?
Oh, oops. Looks like I was right.
Apollo, I can't believe you used your power of perception on something like this. It was just a wild guess, really. Do that, he'll probably never get a chance to make that trick happen. Look, Apollo, a balloon! A hot air balloon! With the Grammary seal on it, no less.
Well, this is a long way to revival, after all, and it's been 7 years, you know. I spent plenty of time and a pretty penny on promotion.
I hope it's a huge success, Uncle Ballant.
Oh, I intend for it to be nothing less, I assure you.
They both sure seem excited about it. I guess it's a big deal for magicians. We don't need to look at the blue badger. It's fine. Oh, I know what to do. I have a plan! About this painting. Oh, that? Quite good, isn't it? If we use that scanner on this one, we can see what the rough sketch was. That's not what I wanted to ask you about. You want to examine it, is that it? I'd be happy to let you, if you had a good reason. But without that, sorry. I guess she wants us to do a little footwork on her own first.
Curse you.
Can you let us take a look at this one? Now will you let us look at the first one again? I wish to use your scanny thingy. You bastard. About poison analysis. I was afraid you were going to ask about that. See, this solution is used to test for atroquinine. Atroquinine. Poison. Atroquinine, the deadly poison found in the autopsy. Uh-oh, I know that spark in her eyes. She's getting excited. That's tread lightly. It's one of the most virulent poisons, but is absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. Oh, and guess what? Recent research has shown... That's fine, really, we don't need to know all the gory details. I think I get it. You just spray this stuff on something you want to test, right? Precisely. You can find even the slightest trace of poison with this. I want to try 2 Emma, pretty please. You don't have to ask twice. I already used on everything suspicious, of course. Let's give it a whirl, Apollo.
What are you doing?
I was seeing if I got a reaction off of you. How's this for a reaction? Never do that again. I'm not poisonous. Come to those hapless witnesses on the stand. No, that's venom, not poison. There's a difference. If you bite me and you die, I'm poisonous. If I bite you and you die, I'm venomous. If we bite each other and no one dies, that's kinky, alright? Why am I telling this to you? You're too young for this. Hmm. Oh, come on. Of all the places to be, this would have been a really good place for it to be. Right there in the eyeball. Is there really nothing here? Hmm. What do you want from me, game? Where do you want me to spray? I'm doing my best. Game, please, what do you want me to spray here? Nothing is giving off the reaction. We're just getting whatever the hell this chemical is all over absolutely fucking everything. This place is gonna be absolutely littered. Hmm. Too bad, no reaction there. I'm sure Emma checked at all the likely spot. Wait a second. What is it, Apollo? Did you spray that little desk over there? I don't think so. The spray probably can't reach that far, you know. Why don't we walk towards it? I thought that's what we were doing. Let's check it out, just to be sure. I hate you. I already sprayed. Okay, fine. Thanks, game. What the hell is that, anyways? Reaction, Apollo? Where? Where? The inside of that cute little frame. Look. Oh, would you look at that? Nice going, Trucy. I'm known to work my magic. Never mind that I was the one who found it. Why would the inside of that frame have poison on it? Looks like we found the only other place that was poisoned in any case. Looks like you have to take this back part off first to put a photo inside. That'd be a really small photo to fit in there. True. That pale blue stain. Why would there be poison on something like this? Well, there's one obvious reason. Whoever put that poison in the coffee rubbed a bit on here, too. That's not very obvious, Trucy. So, Emma, I was wondering, what's the story about this reporter that came here for a story the night of the crime? I'm afraid I can't tell you because he's going to be a witness tomorrow, I hear. I thought so. I'll never forget that face, but what was his name? Oh, right! Brushel. Brushel. He's after a scoop to sell to the papers. The reporter comes for an interview with a painter. His first interview ever, and that night he's killed. Seems strange to you? Really strange. It does raise a few questions. I'd like to speak to his reporter if I could. Well, I hear he's on the beat today, too. He said something about covering a magician. Magician? Well, if it's not Trucy, that leaves only the one other person, because we all know that there's only 2 magicians in this entire fucking country. It wasn't Violent Grammary by any chance, was it? Yeah, something like that. He's got some big show lined up, I hear. So he's out interviewing Violent Grammary. Looks like I'll be heading out to that Coliseum again sooner than I thought. Here, I'll give you that reporter's card if you want. Thank you, Emma. I love you. See you later. So, a journalist was here on a story?
All eyes in the universe are upon my stage. All pens to commit its mysteries to paper.
His name was Brushel.
Brushel.
I think he remembers him. He doesn't look too happy about it.
Brushel. That cloying smell of mint when he smiles, yes.
Could you tell us more about him? What did he want?
A man by that name called on me just now.
Just now?
Valen's vision is always toward tomorrow. Valen's feet step always forward. That is all.
That's all. Very confusing.
I am to perform a big magic show, yes? I wanted someone to cover it. Yet he had ears only for that incident.
That incident?
In any case, I requested that the
Rapacious? Rapacious. I was gonna say rapacious.
The rapacious report to remove himself. Sir Painter has died. What of it? It is but a footnote in the footnote. Well, no, that's a footnote in the footlights compared to the magic of gramarye.
Uncle Valent, do you know where the reporter went?
I recommended he visit that place popular with penalized perpetrators.
The detention center?
He was a rude individual. Might I see that card?
Sure.
He would tear apart my respectability. I will tear him apart.
Oh, here comes Paul. Uncle Valent's big magic trick. Is he going to fix the card? Not sure that qualifies as big magic. What happened to the big magic?
It is not more miraculous. Is it not more miraculous for it to stay ripped?
Must have really not liked that journalist. Also, there goes my evidence that I was trying to look at.
Now the time has come when I must return to make my prestidigitation preparations. Try saying that 5 times fast, I dare you. I'm looking at you, chat. If you can say prestidigitation
preparations. Fuck, damn it, almost had it.
By your leave, Miss Trissy.
Thanks, Uncle Valent.
3 days from now, make ready for a miracle.
Bye, Uncle, who feels a little bit sussy to me. What do you think that journalist was after? And why did Valent react like that to this envelope? I think it's time to pay the detention center another visit. You, what the fuck?
Presenting, are we? I did my fair share of that back in the day. Showed my attorney's badge a lot, too.
He may look cool and calm now, but you should have seen him before.
You know me too well, Trucy.
I'm glad I provided this opportunity for a little family bonding.
I assume you're not helpful.
I think I hear what you're saying. We're all doing it for the money. End quote.
No, not at all.
Looks like someone's already meeting here. Maybe that reporter?
What?
Hey there! How you doing? Who might you be? Oh boy, this voice just came together immediately. I mean, one look at his face, and what else could you claim his voice would be? I mean, I don't think there could be anything else but this. This guy scares me ever so slightly. I kinda don't like it. How you doing? Who might you be? Sorry. We didn't know someone was already here. I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Talk about a nervous monkey. You? You're Justice? You? You know me? Do I know you? Of course I know you! Stares down witnesses on stand till they spill beans. End quote. That's not true. What's he writing? Are you a reporter by any chance? Whoa, you're Trucy. Am I famous? Oh yeah, Trucy Wright hates carrying a bag. Puts everything she owns in her panties. End quote. That's so not true. Just hold on to your breeches there. I'll wrap up this interview in a jiffy. Interview? So, Guard, I think I know what's going on here. Garden rooms is my life. Where else could I possibly need? End quote.
No! How many times do I have to tell you this? Look, I've got work to do. You deal with him.
Did you come here to interview the guard? Holy, what a pickle. Accused when talk had to interview someone or go plumb crazy. End quote. There is so much energy I'm giving this character. It's so much fun, and also I'm gonna get lightheaded if I do this too much. But I'm gonna love it every second of it. Huh? I should have guessed. Where are my manners? Name's Brushel. Spark Brushel. I'm not picky. Journalist just closed his eyes, right? End quote. What's that nauseatingly strong mint smell every time he grins? Until you've been interviewed by me, you don't know what thrill it is. Wild romp through crossroads of mayhem, madness, end quote. I can see that. He's writing something again. Oh, if he's a reporter, maybe he knows something. So, Mr. Brushel, you're a journalist? Me? Look, let me say one thing for the record here. Yes? I'm the interviewer. You understand, yeah? I'm the one asking the questions here. End quote. Okay. For instance, you think a movie director watches movies? Yes? Well, I think he probably does. Exactly! I knew you'd understand. Huh? Why are your eyes so big? Your face scares me a little bit. So, the night of the murder, you were at Drew's studio? Who, me? Look, let me say one thing for the record. I'm good? Yes? I may look calm and collected, but I'm busy. Real busy. Always on the road. Journalist always buys one-way tickets, never looks back. End quote. I need you to understand. Every time I talk as him, I am giving the most wild movements I possibly can. My physicality is just all over the place. It's like, there's no point to this, but I can't help it. I can understand that philosophy, but you want to know the thing about one-way tickets? Once you use them, they're gone. All because you have to give them to the guy at the airport. True enough, but don't they give normal tickets away too? Exactly! See, it's the same thing. What is? So, you went to do a story on Drew Measham, and he never had a story done about him before? That's right. Look, let me say one thing for the record here. What? I'm sure you're going to want to know about my source. What tipped me off to Drew? Why did he interview in the first place? Well, yes. Look, it's like... Oh, I've got it. I say there's this burger joint with fabulous ketchup. You think the burger guy's going to tell me where he got it? At the supermarket, maybe? Exactly! See? That's what I'm talking about. I think I might have actually understood that one. Well, there's nothing I can talk about, really. Walls have ears, eyes, especially glass walls with speakers, end quote. If you catch my drift. Right, guess we'll leave then. I don't like you. You're a murderer. I'm going to call this now. You're a murderer. I'm just going to put that there. You have to be. For the love of God, please. I'm begging you. But since you're here, I might as well tell you a tidbit of news I saw, just for the heck of it. Sure, tell us, just for the heck of it. I remember it like it was yesterday. I'd seen a movie on a trip. I wandered into this burger place with amazing ketchup when an article in a tabloid caught my eye. Famous oil painting stolen from art dealer's gallery, end quote, I believe it was. An oil painting? Happens every day, right? But I thought I'd seen that painting somewhere before. A painting of a giant peach flown down a river. Yes, it's the story of Momotaro. Literally, everyone knows the story of Momotaro. I don't like your eyes. I don't like them. Take your glasses off. Will that make it better or worse? I don't know. Someone stole an oil painting of a giant peach. Journalists can smell scoop better than burgers. End quote. Ah, right. Let me go on the record here. Yes? I know what you're going to say. Brushel, take this, write brilliant column, end quote. I don't think so. Now look, buddy, I write brilliant columns about one thing, and that's food. Try to understand. What could he possibly be writing? He didn't listen to a word I said. I kind of just want to leave you here. You're scaring me. I feel like I have other questions, but... he doesn't want to say anything else. I guess we just have to move on from here. Because you were talking about an oil painting. I don't have anything else to show you. Here, look at this just for the hell of it. No? Okay. I'm gonna go back to Emma. Let's see if she'll let me do some scanning now. Emma, please help. Emma, where'd you go? Well, how'd it go? Find anything out? Actually, there was one thing I wanted to check with you. What's with that scary face you're making? And what's with the I know something but I'm not telling face you've got going, Emma? This painting came from behind that dresser. Ah, yes, so? It was stolen, no? I was hoping you wouldn't figure that out. Did you tell us a bit about this? I suppose. It's what you think. Drew Misham was a forger. A forger? Uh-oh. So, what exactly is a forger? Well, basically, it's someone who makes forgeries. Fakes, in other words. Fakes? Oh, I'm gonna look at his name again. Drew Michel. The names, there's always something. There's always something in their names. Almost always. Like, you're a fucking toothbrush of a man, and you scare me. Oh. Sham. Drew me Sham, I guess? I don't know. Something, but the Sham is right in his name. He's a fake. Copies of an original. Exact copies, so precise you can't tell them apart. Well, why not just photocopy them? The big problem with forgeries is that people try to sell them as the real article. It's a crime, of course. So, Drew Misham was a criminal? I'm afraid so. He received money to create elaborate forgeries. To supplement his work in illustration, I guess? I see. Actually, that's why I brought this here in the first place. What do you mean? When you're trying to determine if a painting is a forgery, the rough sketch underneath can be a valuable clue. So the rough sketch is like practice for the real thing. Like doing a magic trick in front of a mirror before you go on stage. But not in the case of a forgery. Not necessarily, anyway. You know what the finished product is going to look like, after all. Oh, yeah, I guess you would. That's why I brought this. I'm going to use it to see what's under the paint of the finished process. I get it now. Finished pieces. Not that I really needed to go to such lengths, seeing as how one of the paintings was only half finished anyways. Still, it'd be neat to see Mr. Misham's rough sketches. Kinda like what he was drawing when he thought no one was looking. True, that would be interesting, and maybe valuable for our case. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. Maybe I should ask him to help us out. I kind of wanted to see the rough sketch under this painting. And I was wondering if your tool there might do the trick? Oh, fine, fine. Just this time, though. Let's check it out. I'm actually incredibly interested to do this because I want to know... I just want to know. It might tell us some more about his... This is a poker game, but against who? And this is clearly from his perspective. It's definitely not Phoenix, though. But this means that this definitely... I feel like this proves that he wasn't quite the shut-in that everyone thought he was. What the heck? Wow, he really blows! The finished painting isn't anything like the rough. Devices like mine didn't exist until recently. He probably thought he could draw any sort of thing he wanted to for the rough. What do you mean? Oh well, in the past you could only analyze the composition of a rough sketch. Composition? In other words, the traces of charcoal between paint and canvas. So you could tell if there had been a rough sketch, but not what it looked like. I think I follow you. So, in essence, it wouldn't matter what was underneath the finished painting. Some pros would actually paint out a rough sketch entirely, then do a completely new painting on top of that. So, Mr. Misha was drawing whatever he wanted before painting over them? Possibly. Is there a problem with that? Not particularly, but something about the sketch itself was kind of odd. You're awfully silent all of a sudden, Apollo. Actually, can I see it again? Damn it, will you let me look at it again? Because I just thought of something. Maybe we check out the one of the other paintings? Well, sure. You like this detection stuff, don't you? Because now I'm actually wondering, was he the forger? Because I didn't actually look closely enough at the person on the other side. What if Drew Measham wasn't the one that was doing the forgeries, but it was actually Vera? What if she's the forger? Okay. Okay, question. Okay, you know, the first one I could write off as a coincidence. One is a coincidence. Two, and we're starting to get a pattern here. Because that's the ramen stand from the second trial. This one too. What's wrong, Apollo? You look so serious all of a sudden. You think I could just look at the last of these? Fine by me. Knock yourself out. And if he definitely was a shut-in, then it was Vera that was drawing these. Why would she know what all this looked like? Newspaper, maybe? Well, then it could be either of them. Because this just got incredibly interesting. Because this is from the concert. This is Gavin on fire. Yeah, okay, so this is definitely an impressionist. This is quite certainly then. This isn't someone who went there and saw it. This is someone who heard about what happened and then drew it from newspapers and such. What the heck is all this? I hesitate to ask why you're getting so excited. You sure your device isn't leaking some kind of strange radiation? Trucy, look at these 3 sketches. Do you notice anything? The poker game. The noodle stand. The concert. There! Now you're both white as sheets. What's going on? These sketches are of the 3 cases I worked on. What? The murder in the poker room at the Borscht Bowl Club. The dead man pulling the noodle stand. And then the events that transpired during the Gaviners concert. Well, what could it mean? How could he have drawn those things? And why? That's what I want to know. Wait, is Drew Misham your father? Give me a break! That's not even remotely possible to you. I never even heard of any Drew Misham before. I hadn't even seen a picture of him, but there are my cases, drawn on his canvas. Every single one of them. It couldn't have been a coincidence. Just who was this Drew Misham? And what did he have to do with me? This feels like a wonderful time for us to call it for the night. This is a very wonderful break point. Perfect, wonderful timing right at 7 o'clock. An actual stopping point. Let's go take a look, shall we? So, thank you all so much for joining us today. If this is going to be another very long trial, I think we're in for a lot more of this, because oh my goodness, so much is happening. Let's see here while I look at who to raid. But I hope you all I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you all so much for joining me for some more Ace Attorney. The games be wild. But we're calling it here, y'all. And okay, I think I know what we're gonna do. Let's go raid Bree. Bree's playing some Deep Rock Galactic. Alright, let's look at some real fast. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this. We should be back this weekend for Digimon and Genshin. But yeah. That's all for me. I'm gonna get some food and go get some rest. I love you all. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Farewell. Wait. What do you, oh, I spelled it wrong. That's not how you spell that name. There we go. Alright, see y'all later. Bye.